Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where things are getting a little bit spooky now diplomatically. Specifically, Russia is now hostile towards us. Ottomans are also hostile towards us and are very likely to break their alliance very soon. Now, we are currently in a 4-year truce with Russia, and breaking this alliance will give us a 5-year truce with the Ottomans. So we'll have a little bit of breathing room there. The real question is, can we find anyone to replace the Ottomans immediately following that? And honestly, the Ottomans are the strongest power in the world, right? So things are going to be a little bit awkward for us on that front. We'll need, like, 2 solid allies. And that would be, like, for example, Russia plus Spain would do the trick. I don't think we're going to get Russia plus Spain, to be clear. We are currently working on bulking up our army, and I think that's absolutely a great thing to be doing. And another thing that I want to do is I want to start constructing a fort out over here on the Ottoman border, right in this choke point. So both of these are drylands provinces. I think we'll just build it right over here for now. Cool. So that'll do for the moment. We'll get that underway. And I'm also thinking... Okay, so I thought about this previously, and I've decided against this, but I was thinking we might be forced into taking expanded supply trains here, specifically because that finishes quantity ideas and gives us the 33% land force limit modifier, so we'd be able to bulk up our army significantly in order to defend ourselves against Russia and Ottomans. Now, that's great, right? That's all well and good. I would prefer to do that after we get Miltech 14. And I think we can pull that off because of truce timings. We'll get Miltech 14 in December of this year. We also might want to consider prioritizing military power right now. And I'm going to do that for the moment. That only drops our admin power down a little bit. And we're only coring a small amount right now. I am planning to attack Fars, and the Ottomans are probably not going to like that. I would like to vassalize Fars. We may want to just chill for a moment, though. Let's see what the Ottomans think here. They're not looking to break their alliance anymore. Oh, they recalculated. I restarted the game, and they must have recalculated their opinion of us. Well, that makes things a lot simpler. I was absolutely under the impression that the Ottomans were going to break their alliance with us. And they still might. They still might. We shouldn't rest on our laurels on that front, for sure. But in that case, and yes, we're currently negative financially. That is, of course, because we need... Oh, I should mention, I did, off camera, spend our last 10 favors on trust. That might have had something to do with it as well, because I figured there's no point in having those favors if they're going to break the alliance, right? So that was the idea there, and that might have been the pushing, like the turning point there as well. It's hard to say exactly what that was. It could have just been restarting the game. Sometimes that does things like that. It's very difficult to say. For now, we should consider rooting out a little less corruption here. I want to be at about +1 ducat per month or so. So about here. Our corruption is currently growing due to our overextension, and we actually have to back off on this a little further, and that is, of course, because we're building additional troops, right? So that's fine. We can move further towards legalism, and that will put us up to the point where we can drop our corruption by 2. And that's phenomenal. So we're very happy to do that. Royal marriage offer from Jaunpur. Now, one thing I had noticed is that the Ottomans did actually end up dropping their royal marriage with us. I wonder if they're willing to bring that back now. So yeah, you can see here, I brought the trust up and spent the favors. So that's absolutely fine. Yes, they are willing to re-royal marriage us. Phenomenal. They broke that royal marriage when they were thinking about breaking the alliance. But we'll put that back in. Absolutely. So their opinion of us is currently 49 for aggressive expansion. We may want to chill that because we want to take over Fars. After we're done with that, we can head out over this way, right? And we shouldn't get significant AE from that, from Ottomans for that. We could head out to, say, Uzbek. Or potentially Yarkand, who's a vassal of Uzbek, right. So we could head out this way. They're actually super, super weak. We might want to let this rest for a bit Fars is currently chilling. I don't know if the Ottomans are going to be attacking them anytime soon. They almost certainly have designs on those provinces, so we should probably be a little bit concerned about that. But I kind of want to go fight Uzbek, to be honest. Expand up this direction somewhat. Do we have a CB up here? That is something we should figure out. No, we do not. And they are allied with Delhi as well. Okay. That makes things interesting. So we leave these guys here. Do we have a CB on Delhi? I don't think we want to declare this. Who are they? Hang on. Who are they guaranteed by? Bengal and Jaunpur. Okay, yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. That is not a thing that we want to do. We can fight them separately by declaring on Fars or on Uzbek. So either of those would be reasonably fine. And this would allow us to focus on Fars after that war. Out of curiosity, who is Sindh friends with? Jaunpur and guaranteed by Gujarat. Okay, so they're not really an option for us to go after at this moment. Yeah, they have 4,000 reasons not to go with a vassalization. That's extremely unsurprising, right? So we're going to have to wait on Sindh here. That's reasonably fine. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity at some point, but right now we do not have that opportunity. So I'm going to continue to reduce our rooting out of corruption. We're spending a lot on army maintenance right now, and some of that is due to our corruption, some of that is due to our inflation. I would absolutely like to get this cord soon enough. We're actually still losing money. Okay, so losing money in this situation is kind of grim, actually. Why are we losing money right now? Primarily just army maintenance. Okay, now to be clear, we did have our piety drop down, right? So that does reduce our tax modifier from legalism. So that's probably part of what's going on right now. We're also doing some conversion right now, although that's pretty cheap. So we may just want to simply mothball some of these forts for the time being. And that will help matters. So we'll mothball these guys out over here. Phenomenal. That will help. Will that be enough? We can check. 0.49? Okay, cool. We're going to be spending a little bit on replenishing these forces that are taking attrition, right? But that's fine for now. And I really do want, 100 diplomatic power or a stability. I don't want to lose the stability here. We'll take the diplomatic power hit. I want to get this Miltech. That'll be absolutely great. And we'll have that in apparently January now. Sure. I guess I'll take mercantilism here. So Uzbek is Miltech 11. Delhi is 14. So Delhi is the one that's dangerous here, but they don't really have numbers. We know that they have a force here. And if we know we're going to fight them, we should move down there. Wait, did we have a CB? I don't think we did. We didn't have a CB for this. So we should absolutely be building a spy network. That should have been happening a bit ago. Let's grab some Miltech here. That'll give us Muslim Musketeer Cavalry. That'll give us that combat width, which we've already expanded our militaries out to. That'll also give us access to fort level 4 for bastions, so that's great. So we can see that our combat width is now 29, and if we go into military, 29. Phenomenal. We could expand our land force limit. Our economy isn't really keeping up with that, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Delhi is moving their forces away, which makes sense. I'm not surprised about that. They really probably should be. So we're going to park up over here. We do see a rebel uprising, Isfahani separatists, just here in Isfahan. If we increase the autonomy, that would reduce the unrest by 10. Our war exhaustion and overextension are still up right now. So there is that. We should probably go over to Muslim Musketeer Cavalry. There we go. And I would really like to get this coring done. Ottomans are still happy with us, so that's good. We are going to need to go deal with these Isfahani separatists, and we'll head over there. So I think right now we should chill a little bit. We need to let our war exhaustion drop for a few months. But the biggest thing that we need right now is to get our overextension down, right? And that means that we need to core here. Uzbek embraced colonialism. Good job, Uzbek. It's about time. And we are, of course, interested in potentially seizing back some Crownland, but we can't do that until December of this year. Okay. We gained some Navy tradition. I guess that's fine. And we're going to attack up over here. Now, these guys, they're currently taking attrition. Is there anywhere they can sit where they wouldn't be that would be up in this area? Yes, is the answer. So we're going to go do that. We don't want to be losing money right now, after all. There we go. 10 years of separatism. That is sad. Yarkand has embraced colonialism. And we're just going to head through over here. So we do have a fair amount of unrest right now, right? There's no doubt about that. And the question is, when are we interested in actually fighting Uzbek? Well, we can invite a scholar. Can invite scholar. What is this? I've never seen this before. It'll give us a unique bonus for 20 years. Oh, okay. Merchants +1. Have 53 admin power. I would rather get this core going. But we'll look at that after we get our admin power back up. Getting a merchant is not the biggest of deals right now. We're not really... Wait a second. Did I just see the Ottomans having the Peasants' War? Okay. So the Ottomans are actually in a crisis right now. That is intriguing. I guess that explains why they recalculated. This is probably because they just finished fighting all of Europe in a really bloody war that kind of stalemated. So they're probably having some significant issues there. Yeah, we can see unrest numbers. Very, very high unrest numbers in the Ottomans. From war exhaustion. Yep, okay, so that'll do it. Ottomans have a huge amount of war exhaustion. Gotcha. So they were probably fought to quite a stalemate up here. We know they took significant losses from their manpower. So that's a good thing for us. We're happy about that. For the time being, I'm going to bring these guys back over here. We could consider expanding our force limit again. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to build 1 unit of cannon here, and I'm going to recruit 1 unit of cannon here. Okay. So our war exhaustion is significantly lower than that of the Ottomans, and that's great. It's going to go away eventually, but we do have a fair amount of provincial unrest, right? Particularly in 4 provinces here. Most of these aren't too bad, but I want to get these cores done. That's all great. We can seize land, and we absolutely should. Baluchistan. So we're going to recall our diplomat there. Baluchistan is, of course, our vassal, and they're now happy with us, so that's great. We're going to seize back some land here. Phenomenal. And let's get an agenda going. What do we want? Isfahan gets a mosque for a base tax. That's not bad. We don't really have the cash to do that immediately. A shipyard in Josk. How much is a shipyard? 98 gold. Okay. 1 base production is not bad there, though. That's for sure. Jammu does not have an active missionary and is not in Muslim religion group. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. We'll go with the mosque in Isfahan. We can't immediately afford it, and we're not making a huge amount of money. Nogai tribes have risen up over here. Honestly, Nogai can handle that on their own, so they shouldn't need any help there. So that looks good. We're no longer considered a great power. We knew that would be coming, and that's understood. If we had printing press, we would be just under... Actually, we'd be just above Russia here, just under Great Britain. So that's not too bad, all things considered. We are, of course, letting our manpower regenerate a little bit here. Okay, and we're going to group these together. Songhai has the Peasants' War as well. So, Songhai is, of course, down over here. Yeah, they've got a peasant war going on, too. Now, we can invite that scholar in. And do we want it? Sure. Sure, we'll take an extra merchant here. So that'll be fine. Let's hop into the trade view, which we've not been doing too much with. We're not super focused on trade right now. So we're currently pushing trade up this direction, right? We don't really want too much trade to come down here as of right now. So what we would really like to do is over in the Bengal trade node, we'd like to transfer power up over to the Doab trade node. Unfortunately, we're unable to send this merchant because it's out of our max range. So, to that end, we may be able to These trade nodes suck. We may be able to come over to, like, the Persia trade node and collect from trade here. Transferring trade power is kind of useless. But we could collect a little bit here. It's probably not going to be very much at all. We have 27% of the trade power in this node. How much is that actually going to earn us? Probably very little. That is a lot of gold. We'll take 2 unrest in bomb. That'll be okay. So actually, five ducats is not bad. Earning 5 ducats there is not terrible. So that's reasonably good. We'll accept that. Yeah, 8.38 seems solid. We do have some rebel uprisings brewing. Baluchistan wants a royal marriage, and we do accept that. We can grab a trade idea. Are we interested in a trade idea? And we should unmothball this fort. Temporarily. Okay. Are we interested in a trade idea right now? We should probably get Diptech 14. Probably. We're absolutely interested in grabbing expanded supply trains as soon as we can. Wait, are the Ottomans coming to deal with this for us? No, they're just passing through here. Okay, they've not attacked Fars, so that's okay. No major issues there. And this fort should, of course, be mothballed. We just finished building it, so that's fine for now. It's only a level 2. Oh, we gain a stability from a comet. Fantastic. A free stability is absolutely wonderful. We're very, very happy about that. So, we're going to head in over this way. They're actually going into the Ottoman territory. I'm not sure exactly what their plan is there. Yeah, we can tighten our belts here. It's not great. I don't want to lose that free stability that we just got. So there's that. They're currently taking over some Ottoman territory here. Now, can we actually go after them? We don't have military access into the Ottomans. We could ask them for military access, and they would probably grant it. Yes. And we're just going to go eliminate that for them. That'll get us an opinion bonus with Ottomans as well, which we really, really don't want Ottomans to be angry at us right now. Lose a base tax? That's not great. We'll lose 15 loyalty from the emirs. That'll be fine. I guess we'll head up over into Nogai for the time being, and we'll just crush some of these rebels. This will be reasonably fine. Okay. Our truce with Sind is now up. I don't think we have a good way in here. Independence guaranteed by Gujarat, allied with Jaunpur. We don't want to make enemies with Jaunpur right now. That's for sure. So I think that Uzbek really is our best play here, but we should really let our unrest get dealt with a little bit first. So that's under control of the Ottomans now. Perfect. And we're going to head over to, like, Herat. That'll be fine. There's a corps done, and we did just lose a general. Now, we do have the ability to ask our emirs for a general. They're not happy with us, but we can do that. We can also impose a new religious tax on the dhimmi, and we're actually going to do that. We're also going to go into Isfahan and get that mosque built that we currently have a mission for. So that'll be fine. It's actually 0.11, so that's reasonably solid as far as a mosque construction goes. No other mosques are apparently worthwhile, although look at that, 0.21. I like it. So we'll get that built for a workshop. No problem there. We win the battle up this direction. Nogai can take that back themselves. I want to head back over this way for right now. Cool. So yeah, Nogai, you've got that. That'll be okay. We converted the heretics of Jammu. Cool. That is absolutely wonderful. And the question is, how many more rebels are we going to have? Well, we've got one brewing up in a mole. Now, where is this? Up over here, where this fort is. Okay, let's just head over there, and if they don't pop by the time we get there, we'll pop them. That'll be fine. Now, the question is, when can we grab expanded supply trains? Because we're going to need that. We're absolutely going to need that. We also need to work on our economy a little bit. I also want to check in real quick on how our autonomy is going. Okay. Well, this is actually just unrest. Where's the autonomy map mode? Local autonomy. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So it's currently mostly 3.1, but autonomy is certainly high in some areas. So autonomy isn't too bad here, all things considered. Boy, am I glad the Ottomans decided to be okay with us. To be honest, I think it's a temporary thing. I really do think that that's temporary. We'll see how permanent it is, but I suspect that the Ottomans have not given up on these areas over here. I think they're just trying to deal with their war exhaustion that they built up fighting literally all of Europe. So I think that's what's going on there, to be honest. We'll see what happens, but that's the current theory. So I do think that we're going to provoke this revolt. They can be 50% stronger. I just want to get them done right now. So that'll be great. No problem whatsoever there. And with that dealt with, we can, of course, mothball this fort. That'll save us a little bit of money. So that'll be great. Next up is Kashmir. So that is Moghazan down here. Okay. So Kashmir is out over here. Gotcha. So we can start walking over that way, and we'll keep an eye on that situation. That said, there is Moghazan down here, right? And we might want to just provoke that revolt first. Moving more towards legalism is very good for us. That will give us more cash. Our truce with Bengal is now up. Russia is now hitting internal conflicts as well. That's very convenient for us because they hate us. Russia is very, very, very angry at us. Now, Ottomans are at 41 AE at this point. My main concern is if we take over Fars, we may make the Ottomans upset with our aggressive expansion. So that's reasonably fine. A generation of cowards, huh? We'll purge them, but losing that manpower is gross. Okay, Fars is currently still allied with Delhi. No change on that front. Uzbek is still allied with Delhi, and of course Yarkand is in that as well. We'd like to vassalize Yarkand and Delhi, and then take some territory from Uzbek, and then vassalize Fars. That would be the ideal scenario here. I don't know how realistic that scenario is, though. And of course, we just lost all of our manpower due to that event, which is unfortunate, but whatever. So at this point, we should probably just trigger these guys. Oh, we can't provoke it because it's progressed. It has to progress to at least 50%. I didn't realize that. That's fascinating. Okay. We could reduce autonomy here, but it's already too low for that. So basically, we just need to wait until this ticks up to 50%. Okay. One base tax in Isfahan. So Moghazan dropped down to 1.6. Most of that's probably due to our garrison. Yes. So we should head out of here. And we'll see if that jumps up. I mean, it will jump up. But we'll see when this goes to 50%. Of course, these guys are going to be in 3.8 years, right? And we're not too concerned about 111 years. Our truce with Russia is now over. If they're having internal issues, though, and we're still allied to the Ottomans, I'm not concerned about that. We shouldn't have any issues there, in theory. Okay. I really wish these guys would tick up to 50%. That would be ideal. We have lost all of our war exhaustion, so that's great. They have a 6.1% chance there. Okay. The Transoxanian particularists are no longer a thing. The Kashmiri separatists are going to continue to be a thing for a while. We're probably just going to want to crush them. Indeed. About 9 years in Moghazan. We could simply increase the autonomy here. That is a theoretical option. The real question is, are we okay with that? Nobility plus 2 unrest there. That is because the emirs are upset. They're no longer going to be upset very soon. I think that we just leave here and we head up towards Kashmir. I think that we don't need to worry about Moghazan. So Songhai has finished their peasants' war. Good for them. That's all well and good. So checking in over here, 5.8. Nobility is still plus 0.2. So the emirs are currently at 29.91. Next month tick, they're going to jump up over 30. Eventually. Do we need to update that? There we go. Perfect. So now Mogastan is down to 3.7 unrest. We just had our natural scientist die, so we might want to get a new admin advisor here. -2 national unrest. This guy's really cheap, actually. Okay, so we'll take him. Mogastan is now down to 1.7. So heretic culture, conflict within city, and non-accepted culture. How long is conflict within city going to last here? Heretic culture is here, yes. We could just change this culture, right? And we could change it over to Uzbek or Persian. I think we'll change it over to Uzbek. That'll be 105 diplomatic power. That'll take time, but we can get that going. So that'll be fine. That'll get rid of heretic culture. Conflict within city is going to last for 3 more years, so that's not too big of a deal there. Okay, so then we've got the Kashmiri separatists out over here. In theory, they're not going to fire either. Okay, so we can go up and attack Uzbek, I think, at this point. I think this is absolutely fine. So we would fabricate our claim, and we would claim Kipchak as the highest development province there. There we go. And now we have a CB on Uzbek, and we can declare this. Yarkand and Delhi would both join, which is fully expected. We confirm this, and we're going to attack up over here. I'm going to ignore Yarkand for the moment. We're going to focus on Uzbek and Delhi. We have no leader here, although this guy is a pretty decent leader, so that'll be okay. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we could call Jampur in. Do we want to? Honestly, sure, we'll call Jampur in. And next episode, we're going to get a chunk of Uzbek. I'm hoping that we get Yarkand as a full vassal. We get Delhi as a full vassal. I don't know if we're going to have the war score to be able to pull this off, but we'll see if we can get that. That'll be interesting. And then after this war, we're going to look to take over Fars. And hopefully the Ottomans don't get upset about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.